Another week, another vlog. I'm back at it again this week after the holidays. Got a lot of editing to do early this week. Not a really shoot heavy week, at least not for the beginning. It's for Thursday and Friday is when I kind of start getting into shooting this week. But the early parts of this week are going to be pretty much editing. That's what I've been doing. Probably going to be doing that this evening. It's nice to get editing done. Obviously, it's fun to go film and shoot all these things, but I'm going to make sure you get these edits done in a timely manner, because I want to make sure, like the weddings I do and all these other videos, don't get backlogged too much. Really looking forward to kind of upping my talking head game. I just feel like I haven't been quite there. I just don't feel like they're in a place where they should be, so I've got a little bit of gear that would help with that, like a new light, a new diffuser for it, and I'm also doing my usual lens running for that. You know, towards the end of the week, I've got a lot of filming. So got our dental visit, typical dental visit on Friday, and then our VSL video that we talked about last week, going to be filming that Friday afternoon. But I'm going to be setting up for that Thursday evening. And even this week, I may give you a little glimpse into my studio where I film all of my talking heads and where I get all my editing done. So let's get into it. Wednesday morning, I realized that I didn't have a printer, so I'm currently on Office Depot's website trying to do a same-day printing job. Just got the script, working on printing it out. I do have to do a little bit of formatting. Alright, text message. Yeah, put in my digits real quick. On my way to Office Depot, going to grab the document. I think what I'm going to use it for is just making sure I keep myself organized with regards to where I'm going to film, because certain parts of the script I've decided myself to film them in different locations. So that's what I'm going to do, is go get the script that way and keep it on hand and sort of just kind of walk through it with the talent, and also make sure that we're filming in the right spot. I'm going to go grab that. May even shop printers while I'm there. One thing I've been learning as a business owner is what is going to be most cost effective. When I was in there, I started looking at printers. I mean, I wasn't looking to buy. I just wanted to kind of peruse a little bit. You obviously want to do what's best and what's more cost effective. And do I really need a printer is what I started thinking. A lot of the stuff that I deliver to clients is digital, so there's no reason for me to go buy this printer, spend several $100s on a printer that I'm going to use maybe once, every couple of months or something. Like, even when I do invoices or receipts, a lot of that is sent via email. So I mean, there's really no need for me to have a printer right now. Wanted to hop on and say that, just kind of started thinking, what's more cost effective to me. Towards the end of the year, you want to make sure you kind of have a few expenses just for tax stuff, make sure you can have some stuff to write off, but obviously get stuff that you need. But at the same time, when it comes to camera equipment, I want to make sure I get I don't want to spend that much on it, but I also don't want to spend too little. I want to make sure if it's audio equipment, get something that's worthwhile. If it's a camera or a lens, get something that's worthwhile. So really try to be a little bit more decisive with that. But when it comes to little things like this, I want to make sure that, I can get what I need done, but I don't break the bank on something like this when I won't really need to print as much. So I really liked how easy that was. I put in the order this morning, walked away with it a little bit later. They texted me within an hour and a half. I mean, I submitted it before they even opened. Really enjoyed this process. If you're out there and you don't have a printer and you just need a quick document printed, do it at a friend's house, or you could do it for really, really cheap at Office Depot, or any other store that may have print services. So that's my TED Talk. Thanks for coming. So we are going to now break it all down, because we've got that video sales letter tomorrow. So I got Zach here with me. And Zach, he's going to help me break everything down, and we're going to go take it over, set up a day early, and then we're going to film the video sales letter stuff tomorrow. So got a little planning work we're going to do tonight. But yeah, figured you'd like to see us packing up, but we're going to do it quick, starting now.
A little faith is something, might as well be with me. You feel it when the bass starts grooving. Go ahead and move your feet. Around here we ain't afraid of nothing, dancing like no one sees.
carefully rearranging. We promised to put everything back though. Always return it how you found it. This guy's on it.
So free. The floor's open, come and take my hand. I'm a bad rammer jammer, yes you know I am. And the band's hitting harder than a batter ram, getting everybody out there to see. It's heating up in here, oh hot damn. I can barely feel my body, but I still can't dance. There's no end to a party like the one we're at. So keep going till they tell us to leave. I feel free, so free, so free. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I feel free, so free, so free. All it takes is one beat to release me. I can't feel the ground underneath me. Ooh, baby, make my body shake. Got the sun coming up and I'm wide awake. Tonight has been a long time coming. Now I can finally see. Everybody puts the blame.
So this really isn't that complicated of a setup. We have a few of our lights being used, but in reality, you can kind of make this work. So if you come over here, we've got a key light, which is on a 5-foot softbox. That's the Amaran 300C. That's just the main key light. We also have another Amaran light tube that is serving as a little bit of fill, but also the hair light. We really wanted this background to be seen, so we didn't want to have any lights risking being in the background. But not only that, we've got these practicals, you could say. These lights it's funny because they actually were sent to me for free because I bought something from B&H. But if you look under here, they're literally just these little circle lights that we have matching. The lights, as you can see, were way too bright. So we wanted something a little bit softer, and there's basically two lights that we gaff taped under these cabinets here. But that's not it. We've got one more light. We wanted this area that is in the shot, this hallway, to have some visibility. It was really dark, so we just got this Amaran 60X, and we just pointed it at the ceiling and put it on about 20%. We didn't want it to look like it was blinding, but wanted it to have a little bit of character in this hallway. Now we don't want house lights on just because you're gonna have a lot of mixed temperatures. You wanna make sure everything is kind of sort of, you can have like little practicals on and things like that, but in those lamps, but at the same time you don't want a lot of temperatures. It's gonna make your shot look weird. So we try to make sure the ones that are lighting our subject are the same. I'm gonna go with 2 camera angles, but camera A will be right there on the subject. Camera B will also be there. We got this lamp way back in the background, which they just happen to have, so we turned it on. So anyway, that's our setup. I know you didn't see a lot of behind the scenes with regards to what we were filming today, but trust me, we did get a lot. We had 2 outside angles for this. We had 3 in total, but 2 outside angles at this nice house. It's my relative's house, actually. And then we moved indoors to this angle that you're currently seeing right now. A lot of effort went into this. We were pretty happy with how it went. I mean, the audio was a little bit of a challenge at times. We have, in the city where we're at right now, there's a lot of planes that fly overhead, so a lot of times we're just like having to wait for a plane to fly or even someone with a really loud vehicle driving by. But all went well with that. Audio sounded good. The picture was good. It's a pretty fall day here in Mississippi, so we thought that went well, and then we moved indoors to this. And this is a pretty complicated setup with regards to what I typically do. A lot of my shooting is run and gun, but having to sit people down for a talking head's a little bit different from what I'm typically used to. But I really enjoyed the challenge of setting this up and getting the lighting just right. You can actually see just out of frame. I have my jacket blocking a light that you would see on the refrigerator. But anyway, it went well, and very happy with how that turned out. Like anybody that gets on camera, it takes a little bit of practice, especially if you're not used to it, to talk, but our talent did really, really good, picked it up really, really quick, and we finished I believe 10 minutes early from our start time. When this script was given to me, I noticed that there were multiple parts in it where it seemed like it needed to be in a bright and shiny environment. So that's why we had the 2 outdoor locations. But there was one part where he told a personal testimony, because what he's selling is a little bit more health related, and there was some health concerns that he went through back in the day, and he was going over those. And in that script, I wanted to more of a moody look, not just the outside in nature, which is good for the the intro, the outro, and a lot of the other details. But when it comes to this story, I wanted it to feel moody. So that's why we went for this Netflix look. In total, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights that we were using. I mean, I guess it just depends on your load, but we didn't want just straight darkness behind it. We wanted something you could see sort of the detail in the image. And hopefully you can see our direction with that. And we also had a B camera that was capturing a side angle for this as well. Since we're doing interview style, the Netflix style, we wanted to have another angle, but that angle was able to see into the back bedroom back here where we had a lamp on to get a little bit more of an orange hue in the background. So I really think what we wanted to do, we accomplished, and I'm very happy with that, and honestly love this, setting up these styles of shots to where you can really think about your lighting. I like that a little bit better, to be honest. And yeah, running a gun's fine, and I think that really challenges my creativity. But this right here, where you can really methodically plan your shot, I like that even better. But thought that went well. Got to take all this home and reset up my studio, which I'll give you an inside look on that. So I'm back here at my office, and I figured why not show you kind of my workspace and my home studio. My goal was to have a space that was going to be a place where I can work, obviously make videos, edit, do all that. But I wanted to have something that was going to be a good space to film, something that was going to be able to film pretty much any day. Just set it up, let it rock and roll. I'm excited to show you all this, starting with my camera. It is my Sony a7S III. It's on with a rental lens, 24-70. It's a Sony G Master 2, and it's been incredible so far. I actually have to send that back next Monday, so in a couple days. Not looking forward to that, but it is. It's been great so far. I do have a 28mm 28-70 that I use on a consistent basis for my vlogs, and that's kind of how I'm shooting this. Audio wise, I'm using the Rode NTG5. I just got this microphone, so hopefully it sounds good. Y'all have to let me know. And it's got a Sennheiser wireless mic set run through XLR hookup on the microphone, and it's run wirelessly too on top of the camera, so I don't have to sync audio. I could go and get something that was going to have 32-bit float audio, but I really didn't see a need for that. I figured since this is such a controlled environment, I didn't really need that flexibility. It would be nice, obviously, but I didn't think I needed it budget-wise, so I just didn't go through all that trouble as well. And I found that the NTG5 was a pretty decent budget mic, so I went and got it. But I need to be able to see myself when I'm filming these things, so I have the Viltrox DCX2, which has been a workhorse for me lately. I got it a few months ago, and it's been my good, go-to field monitor whenever I'm filming weddings. Pretty much, it's good for anything. It's lightweight and easy to transport. So I use that to watch me, make sure that I am recording. I don't want to have to use that flip-out screen on the the a7S III all the time. So I'm running that via HDMI. That way I can check focus and see everything. But I am running a little bit more of a wide setup. Wanted to make sure you can kind of see some of the details. Wanted to show some of the stuff on my desk a little bit and give you sort of a glimpse into how I set it up. But I am running that NTG5 right here on this arm, which is a C-stand arm. And got the C-stand recently and basically rigged up another light to it. So I have my Amaran 60X. It's got a aperture softbox on it, a 2-foot softbox with a diffuser and a grid on it as well. That is my main key light, and basically, that's my only source of lighting for me as the subject. I do have a little bitty practical light. I actually got it sent for free. It's from the brand Joby. It is color changing, as you can see here, hopefully. This is the light I use, and I have this tree right here as a little bit, just something so you can look at it in the background, so it's not just a blank wall. And I noticed that underneath it, you can kind of see that it's dark, and so I have this light under here. It may not be making that big of a difference, but that's kind of the point. I wanted to be able to show a little bit of detail underneath that, give that a little bit of texture. But the only other light I have, but it's not really something that's lighting me, is this Edison bulb. Don't judge me. It is back there, just kind of chilling. So that's my setup. That's kind of the aesthetic. But on my desk, I have, obviously the good decorations, the vintage cameras. Love that. Love to see how cameras have evolved over time. So that's a little bit of character on that regard. Got my planner and my notebook that I, obviously take notes and plan my schedule for 2025, which is exciting, starting to fill up. And then if you go over to my actual workspace, I have the MacBook Pro here. It's been a workhorse for me. It has done pretty much anything I needed to do. So it's been glorious. That's running up to this monitor, which is it's an LG Ultra HD monitor, pretty much for gaming. But I have that, I have a few hard drives, I have one Seagate SSD, and I have a Western Digital, just a big old hard drive that sits on my desk. And I'm planning on getting more in the future, but I also make sure that I have cloud storage as well. So I use that to make sure that I don't lose any of my footage. Those of you that know, when you have a lot of files, you need to make sure you have them in multiple locations, just so you don't lose them. You definitely don't want to lose them because you can't get them back most of the times. Also, over here I have my Xbox, which is important. I play Rocket League, FIFA, MLB The Show, pretty much any sports game. So I have to have that in here, hook that up to my monitor. Sort of a surprising gaming setup, if you ask me. And then I have my closet. Really not much to it. It's a place where I store my equipment, but also, certain things like my rolling cart, which I take on a lot of shoots, especially if I'm having to transport a bunch of equipment from point A to point B. I use that. And then I also have a box, which, fun fact, it's an old box that you would use to transport computers, and you could tell because it has a cooling fan, or had a cooling fan, and it also has capability for a Cat5 internet connection. So basically ripped out kind of the wired components, which I'm sure I could have rigged something up in there, but I decided not to. Basically grabbed some pick and pluck foam and worked my way into making that a full camera box that I can take around. Sometimes, as videographers and even photographers, we want to make sure that not every time we have to spend a ton of money on getting the perfect box. Sometimes we can make it ourselves, and that's really just a preference thing. But I really enjoyed doing that. That was a fun project. I actually did that back in 2021, so I've had that thing for several years now. It rolls like a dream. It already has wheels on it, and it's really not that big of a burden to carry. If you have a lot of equipment in it, sure, but it's really not that bad. Also have a few boxes, and I also rigged up a foam layer on top of this shelf in the closet because this is one of the spare bedrooms of our house. Basically, that's where I set my cameras, lenses, batteries, SD cards, super clamps, you name it. All of that is set up to be on that shelf when I'm not using it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the studio and my home office. But yeah, this is where the magic happens. This is where I get all my work done. This is where I film all my vlogs, and I'm hoping to settle on a good setup for this area right here. But yeah, that's all I got for you this week. I really hope you enjoyed the journeys this week. It's been pretty busy, but I really hope you like this video. Feel free to comment and feel free to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.